This week I'm going to make my very first game in Pygame. Or so I'm hoping, at least. You see, as a beginner Python programmer, I thought, of course, this to be the logical next step for me.
Stupid.
And so I found a YouTube tutorial on how to make Space Invader type games, and I started following along. By the end of the video, I hope to be able to showcase a game that implements my own art and programming and that it just won't crash out. And I'll just say that as long as it does better than my own first attempt at making a YouTube Shorts video this week, so I think that I'll be more than satisfied. As I mentioned earlier, I found this really great Space Invaders tutorial for Pygame by Built with Python, and I'll make sure to link it down below, so if any of you would like, you can try it for yourself as well. At this point, the game was still incredibly simple, but seeing something I had drawn actually move around in the game that I'd programmed, despite being so simple as it was really nice. Bye-bye. Bye. Yeah, I forgot to record, but yeah, I drew a little enemy. As the tutorial progressed, so did my increasingly questionable collection of sprites. I could see the enemy moving. I think actually in this clip I got a little bit hypnotized by it because I thought it was so cool. Yes, I'm watching how to make the bullet right now, but I made a background, but set background, oh, not the background image, oops, this one. Set background image takes away from the, I don't know if you want to call them characters, but the enemy and the player, it takes away from the gameplay, I guess. So I'd much rather just that we keep it simple and keep it like this. And now we're doing bullets. At this point I had been sitting for quite a while, actually because of editing magic. You won't see that, but I had been sitting for a week. It was probably time for a little break. And food. While eating, I had been getting ideas for things that I wanted in the game, but that weren't actually part of the YouTube tutorial that I was following. So I had the problem, being the beginner that I am, I had no idea how to implement these ideas. I didn't know if they required a lot of work or just a little bit of work. And looking at the code for a while, I started feeling stuck. So, living in the age that we do, I decided to ask ChatGPT for help. And as a heads up, I do use AI while learning programming, but much like you would when you're watching a tutorial and following along. I don't have the AI give me all the answers. I don't have it build everything for me. I have it give me hints. I have it guide me when I feel stuck, much like it did here. At the end of the day, I could use an AI to have it write the whole script of code for me, But I wouldn't learn anything from that, and that's why I'm doing it. I want to be the one that's learning. I want to be the one that's building. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm motivated. And if I don't gain that from it, to me at least, it seems a little bit pointless. Yeah, so I actually think that the game is finished, and of course I would like to show you guys, so I'll try and boot it up so we can have a look at it. And as you can see, I made a start game screen where we can either use the spacebar or the mouse to actually start the game. So I'll be trying that now. And depending on my aim, we can make this a good run or a very bad one. We'll see.